everybody, it's Kathy. I just want to give you guys another update. I know it's been a while. Today marks 74 more days until I get to retire from my job. And I know that a few of you are interested in what I've been doing for the last 20 years and 3 months. Well, I'm a 911 dispatcher for the county that I live in. And that's what I've been doing. Prior to being a 911 dispatcher, I owned a health food store in my little town, and I did that for 9 years. I quit that because it wasn't making me enough money and it wasn't paying for insurance, and I had no real good pension plan unless I went out and found one. Anyway, before that I worked for Mason, another county in my state, Mason County, in the treasury, no, not treasury, assessor's office. And I did that for a while, and basically customer service, accounting type jobs prior to that. My first job was in a jewelry store in the a retail jewelry store, but I was in the back office. I did like accounting and that type of stuff. Someday I'll have to tell you the accounting machine that we use. It's pretty archaic and interesting. I actually got my steps in back in 1975. Walking back and forth between putting the card into the machine, and you walk across to catch the card after you punch in all these numbers in between. So anyway, kind of interesting. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of catch you up with where I am right now. The house is actually up for rent. Today is May 26th. I'm trying to get it occupied no later than July 1st. I've had like 4 or 5 bites. One good bite, the rest were kind of nibbles, kind of curious people probably. I've got one family right now putting in an application. We'll see how it goes. I'm priced a little bit higher than the market's allowing right now, but I think I have more to offer in the home with the water view, the fact that you can launch a kayak from here, and it's partially wooded, like 3/4 is forest. And so it's kind of private, but it's yet on a main road. It's only a few minutes from a ferry that takes you over to Seattle, and it's only like a 3-minute, 5-minute walk from here to the nearest elementary school. So it's kind of appealing for those looking for that type of thing. I think my house would be appealing to somebody who lived on the other side of the water in Seattle, maybe a working professional or someone who likes to maybe retired and has a couple dogs and likes to kayak or something. So anyway, I'm kind of anxious to kind of get that over with so I know what my timeline is. The truth of the matter is, if I don't rent the house, I can't leave. I'm one person, and one person means one income, and I'm taking quite a bit of a cut by retiring at 62 instead of 65, et cetera, et cetera. My insurance is going to be way high, and got to have insurance, I guess. And anyway, so long story short, I'll be sitting here basically in my motorhome outside this house waiting for it to rent if it doesn't rent on time. So right now my intention is I've been working on my first leg of the trip, a trip which I'll leave out of here probably mid-August, and I want to be in Wyoming at my sister's place no later than the last week in August. And so I've been working on that trip, and I'm using Google Maps along with some books, an atlas, and some camping books and escapees and a few other places. My intention is to do as much boondocking as I can, but because I haven't done a lot of it alone before, I'm a little bit hesitant on how that's all going to work out in the beginning. So what I'm doing is I'm using this book quite a bit. It's called Free and Low Cost Campground. So I'm using this. I'm using my road atlas, and I'm using Google Maps. So I go to Google Maps, and I don't want to drive more than 3 or 4 hours a day. So I'm going to Google Maps, and I'm kind of mapping out where I am, and I also want to stay on the blue highways, not the main highways. So I'm mapping it out and trying to estimate, 200-ish miles from one destination to another, and then looking to see what's around there that is going to be either cheap or free. That's my preference. Then if I need to do some laundry or if I need to have hookups for whatever reason, now keep in mind, I've never camped in this more than 8 days straight without hookups. So I'm still kind of learning and feeling this out. So I feel like if I need to dump, I need to get more water, I need, whatever, do some laundry, I'm going to go find an RV park that has those services and then stay a day or two in an RV park along the way. So that's my plan right now. And then from Wyoming, I'll be going on to Utah to visit a friend. And I want to be in the Arizona Quartzsite area probably late September, early October, because I want to get my solar done. I understand there's a great place in Quartzsite called, I think it's called Quartzsite Discount Solar. Anyway, that's my next step after those few visits. And again, I'm taking my time, no more than 3 or 4 hours a day, so it's not so strenuous for me and stressful. And, my goal is to give myself enough time to get from point A to point B, from, let's say, Washington to Wyoming. And then if I like a place, maybe I'll stay 2 or 3 nights, So anyway, so that's my initial plan. And then after that, we'll just see. I need to be someplace, and I'm trying to go to the Escapees thing in Livingston, Texas, I think it is. I think it's the first weekend in November, so I'm trying to be there. I also have friends in Texas, so I'll be hanging in that area for probably a month or 2. A friend of mine will take care of my dog Riggs while I come home and visit at Christmas time. And then I do want to be going to the RTR in January. That's, another one of those things that's definitely a plan. I have lots of ideas of, places I want to see, but I think the first few months, especially between now and December, or even now in January, is just kind of a trial period. I'm going to places where I have people who know me and care about me, and I can either stay in their driveway or stay nearby and, kind of getting the feel for this whole full-time RV thing. So, next subject, the RV itself. I did a refinish on the bathtub, not perfect, but it's white and not that ugly yellow fiberglass, whatever it does. It kind of turns yellowish. So really happy to show you that. Next time I'll take some pictures of it and stuff. And I'm still at the house. I'm still packing everything and trying to get the things I want to keep, absolutely want to keep, and put them in storage. There's so many things that, like pictures. I mean, it's the sentimental stuff that I'm hanging on to, mostly books, pictures, music. Whoops. Stand by. I am so sorry about that. Someone came. Anyway, it's hard to explain, but I have some neighbors who I've allowed to do some dumping over my embankment of yard waste, because my embankment is very steep and it helps build my embankment up with the yard debris. So that's why the dog went insane, and that's why I had to go and put you on hold for a second, and I'm back, and I apologize for that interruption. The bad part is I don't remember exactly where I was. I know I mentioned we were talking about the RV in the bathtub, and it's white and very white, and I'll do a video of the RV soon when I get going. Right now, I think I also mentioned that I'm just packing up the house, going through things, taking stuff to storage. About the 17th or so of June, I intend to actually physically move out of the house and into the motorhome, which is in my driveway, and stay there until, I get the house rented. Meantime, I'll do some minor repairs on the house, clean it, probably get someone in here to do the windows and neaten up the yard again. Anyway, that's where I'm at with that. And then I'll probably be doing some things in the RV. I bought some ceiling tiles to put up. They're like styrofoam, and to make that that icky stained looking mouse fur that's on the ceiling look a little bit better. I don't know how all that's going to go in yet, but it's one of my next plans. I still have to make something for the windows that's kind of insulating, but yet you can, so something I can put up that's going to insulate to keep the cold out and the heat out, but also a layer that I can see through, like a curtain, a light curtain that I can see through, but yet, so I can, still see outside without people seeing inside, that kind of thing, because I like a lot of light. And so that's yet to come. And I intend to take everything out of the motorhome, completely clean it again, and spray some natural bug repellent in there. I have something that's called Cab Fresh. I think I might have mentioned it to you before. It's a natural rodent repellent. So I'm going to be putting that, freshen that up, put some new stuff in there. Also, I have some pieces from an old lamp that I salvaged that I had before I tossed everything else. I want to make a small like chandelier or something and use those battery operated votives or something in there for so it looks cool and nice. And I've got a ton of I've got several boxes I've boxed up over on this side. I'm not going to show you because I got to turn the computer, but of things that I'd like to fit in there, including some camping lanterns and some pictures. I've taken the frames off of the pictures for weight, to save on weight, so I'll be attaching the pictures to the walls somehow. I'm kind of thinking I had wanted to paint the cabinets white or another color. Seems like a lot of work, and I'm going to have to not be in it when I do it, and I'm kind of running out of time. So a friend of mine has offered to help me with that project, and I might take him up on that. He's got a spray painter thing, so, like a sprayer for paint, whatever. And so maybe, but I kind of doubt it at this point, because then I have to take everything out again, and not do I just have to paint the cabinet doors, I'd have to paint the cabinets and the walls and stuff. So probably won't, but I'd like to do something different because it really dates the motorhome, those cabinets. What else on the RV? Haven't taken it out at all this year, except just to drive it for, to put some, to keep everything running, make sure everything's good. I guess that's about it. I think that's all I've got for you for an update. I am really, truly sorry. These are so amateur videos. I know you're probably used to a lot better quality, and I'll promise to work on that and get a little bit better, I hope, in the future. And I also apologize for what it looks like behind me. But, do keep in mind I'm packing, and as I'm packing, I find things. I go, what am I going to do with this? And I just set it down somewhere and come back to it later. I think that's it. I will add a couple pictures of the tub and the RV to this video, I hope. And I will just talk to you all later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, truly. And more to follow. We're getting close, 73 or 74 days. Take care, everybody. Bye now.